Okay, now we can see you. That
Oh,
devil
you
is
can
a
see it?
liar. That
Ain't
devil is a liar, and the
he?
truth ain't in
Ain't he a
him.
liar from the pits of hell? Oh,
Yes,
he tried it. He tried it.
he tried it, but he didn't know who he was dealing with. Wow, that is man.
Listen, I said, oh, so you gon' oh, okay. Okay, so you gon' let me make sure because let me turn this light on right on up in here so we can see each other.
Okay, because I'm gonna invite people to come back in because they're believing that now we done switched over. So let me invite the people here to come back
He
over
tried it. He
here.
tried everything
Yes.
in
No,
his power.
yes, he did. But he is a liar. Okay, so I'm just inviting some people, let them know that we're on here and we've made it on this side. Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly how that went. I
Yeah.
said, oh, okay. That's how you want to play us? Just that's how you trying it? You're not gonna win.
He's not.
You're not gonna
He's not.
win. No,
Listen,
he's not gonna win.
we done been through
Yeah, because
worse
he
than
don't want
that, right?
he don't want that
We done been
message to
through
get
some
out.
stuff together, so we know. Come on.
Yeah, he don't want that message to get out.
No,
He
he
no,
doesn't.
no.
He
He
does
know
not.
we about to touch some souls, win some souls, and
Amen.
talk about some souls.
Amen.
He mad.
He
He's
is
like
definitely
suffering in
mad.
silence. No, we can't do that. We
Well, he tried, but he don't have the victory at
can't.
all.
Yeah,
God give him all
no.
that.
I
Wow,
thank
but
you. Yeah, I
okay.
thank you first and foremost for having me on here and being a part of your panel and being a part of your empowerment. Because you did not have to invite me on here, even as me being your daughter from another mother, or
Correct.
even just being a part of the family. You did not have to do that because my the things that come out of my mouth. I don't know. I said, Lord.
It's all right. It's a privilege to have you here because you got a testimony, Neffy, and you got to share that with the world. Some things
Yeah,
that people don't know about you. They don't know. Only us that's personal with who you are as far as a woman of God. That you are a believer. You are a lover of God. And this topic is so very important because when we talk about suffering in silence, you're getting ready to do a whole, and I don't want to give it up everything that you're doing, but God is allowing you to get ready to be transparent and share your testimony. So I'm glad. I'm awesome. Elated that you allowing us to be this exclusive. So this is an exclusive because you really haven't talked about suffering,
I have not.
right. You really haven't talked about suffering in silence. And I know we shared a couple of things about that, but to share these things with the world, and especially on our segment, we are privileged and we thank you. We thank you for coming in and sharing with us. um I know some people know who you are, and some people may not know who you are. So why don't you share a little bit about yourself? Let's start there.
Well, for those of you that know who I am, thank you guys for tuning in and I'm coming on here and being a part of this segment because I'm really here for the people. For the ones that don't, I am Neffeteria Pugh, aka Neffe. A lot of people have called me Kishiko's sister. A lot of people have called me Gutter Snipe from Y'all Fix My Life.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of people have called me Neffy from Frankie and Neffy. A lot of people have called me My Happiness is My Sanity. Or a lot of people have just called me I love her. That's that ghetto chick, my sister that I've always had in my family. And then a lot of you have just said, I'm proud of you, Neffy. You are the queen. A lot of you have called me Neffeteria. I mean, I can go down the line.
Yes.
But God named me Neffeteria Roche Pugh, aka Neffy to the world. And I've been on multiple shows that I really don't even want to get into because we are talking about suffering in silence today.
Yes, 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 which is a very important topic. We know that suffering in silence is really a silent killer. It can be. You know, keeping these things to yourself when you're going through certain things. And I know that there's two things that I know that really, stand out to me. The reason why people suffer in silence, which I can also relate to that, Neffy, because I did it too. But it was taking me under. It was taking me. It was killing me. But let me give you the two reasons that I believe, and you can tell me if this is one of your reasons why you suffered in silence. The fear of judgment, um, shame, shame of the event or the things that's going on in your life. You don't want anybody to know about, and like I said, that fear of judgment, and also with that which produces what? Trust issues. Finding somebody to trust. It's hard to find someone, especially when you've been through and you've been hurt, to trust somebody with your information. What do you?
I'm gonna say this. I've always been a private person until
Mm-hmm.
I was forced to be public.
Okay.
Yes, I use the word forced
Force.
because it's the truth.
Okay.
When being a public figure becomes your job, what are you forced to do? And I had no understanding of that. Now, um, shame and judgment, um, low self-esteem for me,
Yeah.
um, self-medication for me. Um, I was taught to keep what's in your realm in the house of keep it in house.
Yes.
There's nothing that goes on inside the house that you need to talk about on the outside.
Come on.
So I was not taught about um, self-education unless I was reading books. Um, my grandmother taught me to read, about the world via it be animals, because animals know more than we do, whether people know it or not.
Mm-hmm.
They get it first because they came here first.
Mm-hmm.
So they senses is 10 times or 30 times or 40 times or 50 times, 100 times better than ours. They can hear the rain coming. They can sense the ground's cracking up. They can sense whatever's coming before it comes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taught that. I was also taught to educate yourself. And I was like, educate myself. So like Encyclopedia Britannica and all these different books. I was even taught through Stephen King. My grandmother, till this day, have all these collections of Stephen King from the time that he started writing scripts up until the time that he actually put it out to the world.
Okay. Wow.
Um, yeah. So like I understand now why my brain operate it the way that it do, because I was taught that way. But what I wasn't taught is how it's going to work for me.
Mm. Mm.
Because see, what works for you may not work for me.
Okay.
What works for them may not work for me. What works for me may not work for my children. So my suffering and silence and the processes and the road that I had to go through, or the road that I'm traveling, may not identify with you, my kids, my grandkids, or the people out there, because everybody has their own road. So we can push what we want to push and push and push on are people, but we have got to share our testimony first so they can understand how to get through their test. And I had to go through that. And I'm still battling with that. That's why I dealt with self-medication, depression, mental health issues, low self-esteem. I mean, I can go down the line. Because if you cannot identify with yourself through other people's, the road that they walk. Now you can look at the road that they walk and say, man, dang, I done been down that road, but you ain't walking in their shoes.
It's a difference. It is.
There's a difference.
Yes, it is.
And I, you know, my suffering and silence come with me identifying me. Because and I'm still learning me at 40 years old.
Wow.
I'm still suffering in silence at 40 years old.
You said something powerful, because a lot of things we were taught, you know what I'm saying? And the things that was embedded in us, you know, those things, like you just said, whatever happens in the house stays in the house. You know, we couldn't speak, you know, even as a child, you know, we didn't have a voice back in the day. You know, our children have voices now, and I commend the young people now because they do speak up. But back in the day, we couldn't voice. We didn't have a voice. We couldn't say anything, even if we were telling the truth. You know, even if we had any type of opinion, we could not do that. So we were taught, you know, and I can relate to you because we were taught to suppress our feelings, to suppress our, you know, our emotions and all these things. And that's what created that behavior. That's what created us to, okay, now I can't talk, so what I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying? So we begin to act out in different ways, you know what I'm saying? And that's why these vices come, these codependencies, and then, you know, especially if something happened to us, you know, violated in some kind of way, which some of us have been, and we had to suffer that in silence. We couldn't tell anybody about that, you know? Go ahead. I want you to relate to that.
And here's my thing. Me being violated at 9 years old, I don't know how it feels to give my body to somebody else. I don't know how it feels to say, this is what I want you to do, because that opportunity was taken from me.
Yes.
You understand? At 9 years old. Then I had to go to court. Then I was in witness protection. And man, listen, to even as a child go through that and then come into your adult years, and then you have to battle with life. Not only did I have to go through that, then I lost my first son, died in the bed with me. Then I battled with alcoholism, you know, self-medication. Then I lost my first marriage. Then I dealt with homelessness. Then I lost another marriage. Then I had to, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
If it wasn't for that, Neffy, that prayer closet. Tell them about that prayer closet.
Because you walked into my prayer closet. You walked into my prayer closet. Let me tell you, and that's what's keeping me right now. I never understood. And one day, let me tell you, one day I'm going to get my prayer closet back. You know, I had to fall back and allow God and downgrade and all the above. But when I got into that prayer closet and I thought about it, I said, oh, that demon was mad. He was mad because I didn't give up.
Right.
And granted, I lost my house. I lost my car, water, gas, everything. I lost everything. Right?
Yes.
But that war closet that I was in,
come on,
allowed me to stand on my 2 feet that I'm in right now. And then he said, "Oh, but I'm not done with you. You still got some work to do."
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little scared. That fear, that resentment, that I mean, I could go down the line. Till this day, and this, let me take this hat off. Till this day, I cannot sleep in silence. I have to hear the TV, some music, some type of something for me to rest well.
Wow.
God gonna deliver. I'm telling you, I'm praying for that kind of deliverance as well. But I'm just like, what's next? Why am I so afraid? Why am I afraid to expose my suffering in silence? You know why? Because I don't want you to judge me. Don't talk about me.
Yes.
Don't talk about me. Don't blog me. Don't laugh at me. Don't ridicule me. And I'm already going through.
Come on.
Don't do me like that. And I'm coming to you. And I'm coming to you in silence about my suffering. And you going to make it public?
Come on. And you know what?
I don't want that.
Neffy, is that what happens as celebrities? They want, I mean,
yeah,
they want to make a mockery out of you, you know? And I see that even when we can use Tamar as an example. You know, when
they made a mockery.
Right. Even though she was in pain, you know, they wanted to add that like insult to injury, you know.
Yeah. You know why? Because dollars make sense. No, it doesn't. Dollars don't make sense.
Right.
No, it doesn't. Now you can use the word sense, or you can use that sense with a C. So what sense does it make to you to make a mockery out of somebody?
Right. And you have to understand when someone is crying out for help. You know.
Yeah, but people don't look at it like that.
That's true. That is
Pastor
true.
Taylor, people, you watched me. You watched me. You watched me. And my children. You watched me, literally. You watched me like,
thank you, Lord.
I'm not gonna cry. You know, I'm emotional.
Well, you can cry. You listen, there's no judgment here. Now, anyone getting ready that come on here to judge, you can just get off the line because there's no judgment here. You know, this is a place where you can be free. This is a place where you can be transparent. You know, we want you know, God to have his way, deliverance to come. You know, go ahead and speak your truth, Neffeteria. Speak your truth here. No judgment. It's okay.
When you are in a dark place, a place of solitude, and you are living in solitary confinement without being behind bars, you are in prison. And people will keep you in prison if you allow them to.
Yes.
I have allowed people to keep me in prison, including myself, for multiple years. And I am just now 2 years into learning myself.
Yes.
I've been in prison. Honestly, I think I've been in prison since Brianna was born. I
Yeah.
just want to go back that far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 40 years old. You know, I don't want to walk into that same imprisonment
Right.
at 41. No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
That's right. Right.
So,
So you're gonna take authority, right? You're
um,
taking authority now.
I am. And um, the hardest battle for me is accepting it
Okay.
and walking and living in fear.
Because it's
I'm,
a foreign place. It's a foreign place to you.
yeah,
That's only, yeah, it's just a foreign place. But you know, God's gonna get you comfortable in that situation because He wants you to be free. He wants you to be free.
yeah, I want to be free,
Yes.
and on top of, I'm not no big socialite or Instagram model or no, I don't know. I'm not no, I am, I am who God made me to be. So
Yes.
it's like, I don't know how to fix what these people want me to fix.
And what are they trying to get you to fix?
You know,
They want you to conform to something that they want to create you to be
yeah.
and not accept you for who you are. And
I
you just
can't.
want to be Neffy.
No, I just want to be Neffeteria.
Right, Neffeteria. Oh yeah, because Neffy is the name they gave you. Come on. All right. You want to be Neffeteria and they
Yeah.
trying to okay, I got you there. I got you there. Yes. And you can be Neffeteria.
Neffy, my birth certificate don't say Neffy. My
Neffy.
birth certificate say Neffeteria Roche Pugh.
You. Okay.
It doesn't say Neffy. Neffy was presented to the world at a time in my life when I was losing it all.
Mm-hmm.
And they, not only did they make money off of it, but I have to carry and wear that jacket for the rest of my life.
And that's not who you are.
No, that's just who I was at the time that I was going through what I was going through.
So now you're coming into trying to find out who the real, when I see that on your Instagram, the real Neffeteria. All right.
Yes.
The real Neffeteria.
Yeah, yeah,
And you know, I know
yeah.
that you single now, you know, like you said, you just went through a divorce.
Yeah.
how is that treating you? What are you doing now? You know, like you said, you're coming into your new identity. You know, is that a comfortable place for you? You know, where you are now, because you used to being in relationship.
Yeah, I'm used to being hunkered down. Before y'all been hunkered down, I've been hunkered down. Before COVID, I've been quarantined.
Yes.
But um dating is not going very well for me.
Okay.
Um I do have a friend, but it's long distance,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work out. He's an amazing guy. I
Okay.
won't take that from. He's an amazing guy, and I really, really, really like him. But I don't see that going no further than him just being an amazing friend of mine.
Okay.
Um, I don't date within my industry. Never have.
Mm-hmm.
I've never dated a rapper or football player, basketball, whatever. I've never dated anybody in my industry. Um, I've always been, married. So I was married once, married twice, and then here I am trying to figure out this single thing. Um,
Has it been hard? Because I know when
well,
you used to be in.
because I'm so used to certain things,
Yes.
it has been hard.
Yeah.
And I tried this other thing, but I'm about tired of. I'm about to throw that mug in the garbage can because I'm about sick of that.
Uh-huh.
I ain't gonna go no deeper than that.
Okay. Oh yeah, we gonna
I'm gonna
keep it
leave
clean.
that. I'm gonna keep it clear. I'm gonna leave that right there. But what I'm learning, it's okay to lay in the bed by yourself.
Yes. Yes.
It's okay to hug your pillows.
Yes.
It's okay to wake up and stretch your whole body and arms out all across the bed, and you ain't gotta smell no. It's okay.
It's okay, huh? Yes.
Yeah, and I'm learning how to love that.
Yes.
Do I want to be alone? No. But this time, if God sees fit, then okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If not, then okay. I prayed for certain things, and for it'll be a full year of living alone. Uh, this I moved in. What? It'll be a full year, October the 30, the 20, 2 days before Halloween.
Oh wow.
I lost my place on Halloween
Okay.
of last year.
Okay. So it'd be
So
1
it'll
year.
be 1 year to date.
Wow. Okay. But you know what? Let them know, even with that, the transition, how God just transitioned you, the things that how God just set you up and placed you, and the things that God is doing in your life right now. I know that sometimes, when we're used to having somebody, we can get lonely and things like that. But I think this is an opportunity which, that you can use you and God and allow God to show you who that real Neffeteria is. And I believe that's the place where you are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, where God is really.
And I'm not only that, I'm learning my children.
Yes.
And I'm learning what being a grandmother is about. I'm learning what being a grandmother is about. I'm learning so many things. And I'm also learning how to say, I ain't gotta accept that.
Come on. Right.
I'm learning how to say, well, peace.
Yes.
I'm learning boundaries.
Okay.
I'm learning standards. I'm learning understanding. I'm learning me. So my suffering in silence, I understand, because when I was in that closet crying and praying and just saying, well, what? He may not do it when you see fit.
Yeah.
But he gonna do it when he feel like you ready. And if you're not ready, it's a no-go.
Yes.
So my no-go is, do you understand what you came to me and prayed in your own and up in here?
Yes.
Mentally, do you understand that you came to me as my child and I am your father? Do you understand? And we as people, and we as believers, and I'm not into religion.
You
I'm
into
a believer.
relationship. Come on.
I'm a believer.
Yes.
I have a full-fledged relationship with God. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this testimony. that happened in the course of 72 hours. 72 hours ago, I said, take this money and pay my tithes and offering. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, my father called me and said, I need X, Y, and Z. And I was like, I said, okay, fine. I'm gonna, I'm gonna do what I can. He called me back. He said, I need $1,000. I said, Daddy, I gotta pay I got bills and I said, and why or what, where this happened in 72 hours.
Uh-huh.
And I said, okay. I said, well, I know what I have and I know what I can do. So I made a phone call and say, listen, I gotta send my daddy X, Y, and I gotta send him X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And this person said, I don't think that's a good idea. You're making a bad decision. And I said, well, I got to honor my father. I got to trust God on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So not yesterday, the day before, I sent my daddy $600.
Okay.
Yesterday, he called me and said, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I received $600.
Come on. All right. Got it right back.
So I put 3 up in my savings and I put 3 where I needed to go. So I say that, and I'm being very transparent.
Yes.
I say that to say this. I cried my eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my testimony. I cried my eyes out because I was like, did I make a bad decision? Did I mean, I cried for almost 2 days. And I called my friend and I said, I know the God that I serve.
Yes.
And I said, before I go back to work, before I go to the radio station, I know that God is going to make a way. He always do. He brought me this far. And I promise you, Pastor Taylor, within 72 hours,
72 hours.
he put that money right back in my hands.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that means today is Friday, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thursday, my daddy called me and said, thank you. Wednesday, I was crying my eyes out. Tuesday, my daddy called me and said, this is what I need. And that's exactly how that happened.
Wow. And God returned it right back. Wow.
You can't tell me
I'm telling
about
you.
believing and standing on your suffering in silence. I promise you. I cannot stress this no more than I can say it. I don't know if I could ever bear the faith of Job,
Mm.
but his suffering in silence was real.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
And
was.
every time the devil hit him, he suffered in silence. Even when his wife came to him, he said, I will not. I I I'm such a believer to where it'll be a whole fight if somebody tell me there is not a God on this
Mm-hmm.
planet.
Oh yeah.
So um I'm okay with my suffering in silence. I'm just ready to get it out of my system.
And I'm seeing that you're suffering, you got twofold ways that you suffer in silence. And that's what I'm hearing, even through your pain, but also on your waiting process with God. That's what I'm hearing. Like when you're waiting on God to do something, you're not complaining. Like you say, you're suffering, but you're going through that. But that is the part of your waiting process. Just that's how you wait. That's how you go through your situations. You go through, your when your devastating times in your life. You just be quiet and let God move. Now that's what I'm getting. Now, am I wrong? If that's because I'm getting two different ways. I know you were taught as a young child, and that was embedded in you also to, don't tell, keep secrets, keep whatever happens in the house stays in the house. You had that portion too, and it transitioned into your faith walk, and your struggles, and how you go through things, you know so I remember one day, and I don't know if you want to talk about this. This just came to my mind that when you said that you also went through a depression. I remember you when in your prayer closet and the things that you pray for, and how God moved, and you were saying, this is not okay. God doing it, He did it so fast, and you was like, okay, but God's going to do it the way He desires to do it. Sometimes we want to control it, and we want God. We're going to pray about it, and then okay, God, when He started moving, He moved so fast, and you'd be like, okay, God, you're moving kind of fast, and the way that He's moving, sometimes throws us off. Like, okay, God, but then like I heard you say, I went back. Even though God moved and transitioned you the way that He transitioned you, you went back to what you prayed for. Okay, God, this is what I prayed for. I didn't know how you was going to do it, but you're doing it. And so that was a point in time where you just had to accept that, right? Where you had to accept the way that God moved you throughout the things of what you were praying for.
That's the truth.
And that's
I didn't, and I miss my prayer closet up to date.
mm-hmm.
I had to remember when I said remove.
Yes.
I can't do this. Take this away from me. I can't live like this. I had to remember. And so when I got into that blame of you the reason why, no, my prayers are the reason why. And it didn't hit me until later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I kept blaming you. No. Did you forget that you came to me, your father, and said, bop, 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 bop. And I said, oh, okay. Well. You ever get that
I'm
aha
telling you,
moment?
He'll do you like that because we're expecting
Yeah.
right. We're expecting Him to move a certain way, but He's gonna move how He see fit. Period. You know what? It may be a painful situation. He knows exactly what needs to be done, and we just have to take the ride. And we just have to say, you know what? I just got to be okay with this because what really can I do? Right.
Like that whole, I was like, what?
And He did it fast. Yes.
Quick. I was like, that ain't what I meant, but okay. And so I think for me, that's why I'm so excited about this new project. That's why I'm so excited about how this project is coming out. And that's why I'm so excited about this ultimate trans, because I'm about to make an ultimate trans. I'm about to make an ultimate transformation
Yes.
inside and out.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, Lord, why am I walking in fear still?
Hmm. Hmm.
Why am I questioning what's going on still? Why am I still in this mindset? So that lets me know that it's still some work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
That lets me know that I still have work to be done on myself. That lets me know that I got a lot of more praying to do. That lets me know that um, my suffering in silence is not for me, it's for the people. And once I get through this total, I don't even know what to call it.
Transformation. You called it. You called it.
I will be able to walk in the authority that he gave to me,
Yes.
because
Yes.
I don't know how to do that as of yet.
Right. Well, and that's a wonderful thing to confess, because when you're honest like that, then God can actually help you. A lot of times we walk in fear because it's unfamiliar. It's the unseen. You know what I'm saying? Our natural instincts is to know. And when we don't know something, that's a fearful place. That's a dark place to humankind. And so we have to
Yeah.
understand what overcomes that fear. The Bible says perfect love casts out fear. Okay, that's one thing. But also faith, you know, and we have to get stronger and more developed in our faith walk, and sometimes it's okay to suffer, go through things in silence. But we need to learn that when we allow and we speak, the Bible says, confess your faults one to another, okay, that you may be healed. So when we really understand that and we get somebody that we can trust and we can talk to and we can confess to, that's what takes that limits and takes the power, that authority that the enemy have on your mind, on your heart. That, like I said earlier, some of these things and suffering in silence is also a silent killer for some people, you know, because the enemy uses that against people, when they don't confess, because that means he has the power to continue to play with your mind. You know what I'm saying? To continue to tell you negative things. But once you release that, it takes that authority, it takes the power of Satan away and off of that situation and off of your mind and off of your heart. Where's the battle? The battle is always there in our minds. We got two forces that we're dealing with. We got good and evil. Okay. At any opportune time, we have that choice. We have a choice, and we have to
Mm-hmm.
understand, you know what? I have a choice. I have a choice to accept what this other spirit is saying. And I don't accept it. I don't entertain that. And so we got to take authority there. You know what? When those things start coming up in your mind, take authority over it and cast that stuff out immediately. Don't let it even fester in your heart and mind. And so we all have to learn that. And that is a process. You know what I'm saying? So, and I believe that you are in the process. And the first thing that you did, Neffeteria, on tonight, and which is confession and being transparent, even confessing that you have fear. Once you confess that, you can overcome it. That's the process, confessing it. And so you have confessed that tonight, and I believe that God, and you, not only tonight did you confess it, you've confessed it before, but now you're confessed it in the public, to everybody. And that's even more powerful when you come into the corporate place where it's more people. One could chase 1,000 and two, 10,000. We need relationships. We need one another. And so that's why the enemy tries to come against us having these relationships, trusting one another. We're going to have to trust somebody, you know, with our, even with our information, you know, and I know that
Yeah,
it's
that's a
hard to
hard
find.
thing.
Yes, but we got to
That's a
trust
hard
somebody.
thing. Trusting
I
somebody
know.
with your information.
I
Ooh.
know. Not all of it.
Woo.
Not all of it. You know, and the Lord ain't saying tell all your business, but that's why it's so important to have accountability partner. So what your accountability partner is somebody you can trust, somebody you have confidence in, that you can tell your information and they're not going to tell it. See, just like us as ministers, you know, we're sworn not to give out anybody's information. You know what? That's going against God. We're supposed to have discretion. So anyone that gives us information, no matter what it is, we can't go and tell that person's information. You know, that's why, you know, when you have pastors set up and you're supposed to, if don't be around anybody that you can't trust. If you have a pastor and you don't trust your pastor, that person should not be your pastor. Bottom line. That's just like if you have a husband and you don't trust your husband, come on. You're not going to build a healthy relationship with anybody that you don't trust. So we have to get to find those people that, you know, that will keep that and keep that locked away just to help you, you know, overcome your situation. That's the whole purpose, you know. So that's what I teach, you know, throughout, you know, deliverance, confession, um, first identifying the problem, then confessing that problem. You know, then you go back to forgiveness, forgiving yourself and forgiving those that have, whomever that was, that have done this thing or whatever it is to you. You know, so we have to learn those processes. These are the processes of deliverance. And the enemy wants to keep us, you know, he wants to keep us in silence. He wants to keep us ashamed. He wants to keep us in fear, you know. And let me say this, a lot of times, that's why I say this all the time. You know what? If you're going to judge someone, you know, this is not the line for you to be on, because this is a transparent line for people to get healed, for people to come out and be free and be delivered. And we have to set platforms up like that, because we got people hurting. We got people out here committing suicide.
All across the world.
That's what I'm
This is
saying.
freezing up on me. This is freezing.
It's freezing
This
up
is
now
freezing. Why is this?
because we
Yeah,
told
but
you to
because
be
I know
here.
my battery is low. I know why it's freezing up, but I'm gonna keep talking. But we got people hurting all across the board,
Yes.
all over the world, all over the world, and they are not talking about it because that's the way they were taught.
Come
And
on.
then we don't find out until it's too late. That's when you have murder suicide.
Yes. Come
That's
on.
when you have suicide.
Yes.
That's when you have hospitalization, where you are self-medicating yourself and then you overdose on whatever it is.
Come on.
That's when you have anger problems. That's when you begin to beat on your children, beat on
Yes.
yourself. That's
Yes.
when you begin to rob banks and murder, kill. And listen, we have got to find a method of coming out of suffering and silence.
Yes.
And I pray that once all is revealed through this project, that souls will be won and people will reveal
Amen.
and come out of it.
Amen.
That's what I want. I don't want this to hang up on you, Pastor Taylor, because it's going in and out. Like you
It's
going like
yeah. You know what? I believe that because I believe that Facebook also gives you a limited time, and it will knock you off of here. But let me say this, Neffeteria, I thank you. I love you. You are my daughter from another mother. And I'm telling you, that testimony, use your platform, continue to use your platform and bless people, because that's what you've been doing. She even used her own platform, you know, to bless people, give her testimony and be transparent. And she, you know what, we need more people that's in, when we used to pray, and those that used to be on the line with me, you know, we'll say Hollywood, we'll begin to pray for Hollywood, but we called it Holywood. We said, Lord, touch Holywood. You know what, Lord, we want you in Hollywood, you know, because they say the devil owns all those entertainments. No, the devil is a lie. God owns everything, and everything belongs to him. So we thank God for the people that is in Hollywood, making a difference,
Yes.
talking about Jesus, drawing people to
Yes.
Jesus. You know what? Believing in Jesus. Come on, because we need more people there. Because let me tell you guys this before she get off the line. Listen, Jesus is the life coach. He's the true life coach. He's the true life giver. Come on. She's been through some things, but she is blessed, and God has delivered her out. And you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet for this next project that she got coming out. I'm telling you that what God is
Oh,
getting ready to do, I'm telling you, you know what? Just keep your eyes
so
on her.
amazing.
Yes, just keep your
I'm
eyes on her.
excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. And I just want to tell you, thank you so much for having me on your platform and
Thank you.
speaking life into me, into my
God be the glory.
children, and speaking life into anything that I do, and allowing me to speak life into myself. So I thank God for you. Like I said before, it's nothing like having a mother from another mother, but it's nothing like having a mother, period. And I
Yes.
appreciate you.
Appreciate you too. And I know the line is going to go out. We'll have her back
Yeah,
again.
it's blinking. I don't know what
Yes.
that means. What the blinking means?
Yes. It's going to go out. It's going to knock you right off in a minute. But we just thank everybody for joining. Do you have any last words
Thank
that you want
you.
to say to the audience before we cut off, Neffeteria?
Yes, I definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for listening and allowing me to share my testimony. I also want y'all to follow me on Instagram. Okay, The Real Neffeteria. Follow me on Bigo, The Real Neffe. But be sure that you tune into my show this Sunday, only on Hits 92.3. Neffe from Reality Radio. I have an amazing guest. He's doing some spoken poetry. He's doing some inspirational reading, and he's also giving honor to God. Y'all don't want to miss that. Download that app, Hits 92.3 ATL. Stream that app and catch me this Sunday, 5 to 6 p.m. I have an amazing guest in the building. And be sure that y'all catch your girl, because I got a lot of things going on and I don't want y'all to miss this suffering in silence. I really don't.
All right. All right. Thank you all for joining. And we're going to end it right there because the line is going to cut off. But God bless you.
Yeah,
God
thank
keep
you
you.
so much for having me,
Yes.
Latricia Taylor,
To
Pastor
God
Taylor,
be
Mama
all the
Taylor. Thank you so
glory.
much.
Yes. We
I
thank you for
appreciate you.
coming. Love
And
you,
we got
love
to
you,
get off
love
here
you,
because it's
love
blinking out.
you.
I love you too.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys soon. God bless you and bye for now. Bye bye.